Hello, welcome.
Welcome to the Almost Perfect Cast. I'm Dad.
And I'm Eesa.
And I'm Drew.
We're doing this a little ad hoc, a little by the seat of our pants. How do we get started? This was not supposed to be the topic of the day. We were supposed to be talking about streaming. I'm visiting Eesa this weekend, and then I got deathly sick on the road trip over here. So we're just gonna kind of chill and have a really easy flowing, simple discussion about traveling and dance games, because that's something we're doing a lot of lately. I know a couple of people that are going to Bite. I'm in the middle of travel right now. Bite, yeah, that's how out of it I am. A couple of people going to Red October. I just went to Bite. Hey, Drew, can you do most of the talking? Can this be your podcast?
I can try. Welcome to the Almost Perfect Cast. I'm Drew.
I'm Zephyr.
I'm Eesa.
All right. So we had what's happened since the last episode? Was there
what happened
some
was
tournament?
Fight. Or was that before the last one?
That was between the last two, yeah. Beast in the East happened.
Yeah,
there was a big, the largest StepManiaX tournament to date happened. I was there. I flew there and everything. I helped run it. I'm very
cool.
Yes.
And
it was a blast. We'll talk about it more in the main topic because, hey, that could be part of what we talk about.
Okay.
But coming up is Red October. Make sure you play your qualifiers and are prepared.
Oh, yeah. That's what is that? 3 weeks? 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. Qualifiers are due on October 4th. Because we've done a lot of changes with that. Qualifiers got extended because we didn't have as many people signed up for full as we expected. We also just had way more people signing up in general, especially for Wild, than we expected. So we went from best of 5 all around during elimination rounds to best of 3 for most of the elimination rounds. And then it goes to best of 5 for losers and winners finals. And then grand finals is still best of 7. And then what else did we do to speed things up? We're making a bunch of little tiny changes. So far, nobody is upset. So we keep going every time we announce a change and people are like, yay. We look back and say, okay, no one's mad because, there's a prize pool and we're making changes to a rules document. So it's always scary when we do that. But so far, people are chill. It's the StepManiaX community. Nobody's getting mad at us for making the tournament better. I got so anxious about the fact that we're going to have so many people in rapid fires that I considered just saying, throw it all away and let's do waterfall. But that would have been a 4-week out decision that might have been a little too drastic. I don't know. What do you think, Word? Like big old waterfall?
I don't really understand what waterfall does, so I don't know.
I'll
Can you
draw
summarize
you a visual.
Yeah, so maybe next year the waterfall for Red Note. And they did it at the DDR last card tournament that was Red Note. And they kind of try to get people sorted into like ascending pools based on their skill level through different methods like leaderboards or tournament, like past tournament.
The way that Bite does it, but even more measures. So they won't just do leaderboards and qualifiers, but they'll also look at other tournaments that people have performed in.
And then based on the points you get in your matches against people, you can move up to the next pool. If you watch the last card tournament, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, apparently they did a really good job of sorting people into the pools because there was a lot of really close, exciting matches starting from the bottom and just going close matches over and over. So, I mean, it's probably more fun at a tournament anyway to be playing against people that you could possibly beat versus being in a bracket against someone way better than you and just getting destroyed.
Right. That's why we want to do a switch eventually, is because you really want to play at least 8 or 10 songs against people, or you feel like you kind of didn't have fun. You didn't really compete. You didn't get to show up and do the thing. And Waterfall is incredibly good for getting those close. Yeah, what Eesa said. I'm just repeating her.
I'm trying to make the sick person not talk that much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, doctor. I'm going to sit down.
Yeah, Senpai says he wants to play people that are closer to him. I don't know. I think it's... So I've been like debating whether I should do the wild or the mild, because I know on wild I'm not going to have any chance to get top like anything, but I'll have the chance to play against the top players. So that's probably going to make me just do wild, because it'll still be fun to play against the people that, might win the whole thing. Like I played last year against, what did
I'm going to do wild too, even though I know I don't have a shot against like the top people either.
Like, I mean, what did I beat Ches on one song last year, so anything can happen, but it was like a 20 or something. So there's not going to be 20s in this tournament.
Anything can happen.
Plus, if mild stays small, we can do a team tournament on Friday.
Right. I know Senpai wants that like medium, the like in between the mild and wild, because he wants to clean that up.
Waterfall starts out at the lowest ends. It starts at a lower difficulty range, and as you progress up the waterfall, it gets harder and harder. The hard part is getting everybody correctly seated into the rankings to start the tournament, but that's okay. I've got ideas, and I have lots of people to help me with those ideas and come up with better ideas.
Probably the ideas will be better than playing Secret 2K12 as a qualifier.
Well, whose idea
could have been worse than that?
It was apparently me and Word. I don't even remember choosing that as mine.
We both put it in.
You did. You both did. It was my mistake. This is the second year in a row we accidentally let I and Ches, I'll blame Ches too, because he read those rules documents too, but accidentally let DLC into qualifiers. Last year it was less excusable because they were standard qualifiers. This year it was a little more, okay, we went with a weird format where the people entering the tournament got to submit what the qualifiers could be. And that I just kind of forgot to write that into the rules.
Well, I don't even remember which songs are DLC.
Right. So I would have to manually check it, and I just didn't think to. And now we're kind of stuck with it because the tournament's in 3 weeks. DVR Chad already went across state lines to run those things. So was it Chad or was it?
It has to be easier to just convince them to get the DLC.
Was it Chad or was it?
Are you talking about Oliver? Telepron?
Oh yeah, Oliver was talking about that. Yeah.
I think he's buying an all-in-one cabinet so he can qualify or something.
I need to find out about this.
I have an idea who's he's buying, but I don't want to say it just in case that's not something that they want to have known. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same cabinet that I have. So, but he has the newer stages, which I also do, but yeah. What else? Dave and Buster's. Oh, I'm reading last show's notes. Dave and Buster's. Yeah, our Des Moines one is kind of broken. The bar's broke.
The center, have they fixed the center panel where it's not recessed properly?
I don't know. I haven't been out there. Yeah, one side of the player 2 side, or player 1 side, the bar completely broke on the bottom. So they had to...
Yeah, no, my bar completely broke, and I messaged Kyle and got a new one.
I assume this is growing pains because they're probably rolling these out to a lot of locations right now, and just keeping up with the orders and all of the tickets for trouble, especially on DX cabs, which are a new SKU and a new everything to troubleshoot, is probably... It's probably a lot. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're selling as many of these DX cabs as they were Deta cabs, because we're not seeing pad drops. We haven't seen a pad drop in 6-8 months.
Yeah, pad drops have gone away.
Yeah, if you want to stage, just get in line for the whole 2-stage monitor combo.
And it's months now.
Yeah. Or you can buy my old Gen 1s if you want. They have 18 panels.
Sell it on the podcast.
I don't even know if I want to get rid of them.
18 panel kit for load cells? Why? Oh, so because Rhythm Horizon must have been incredible on that.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I got the 18 panel like within the first year, so I had it for like 4 years before I got the new stages anyways. All
right, so a Song Drop came out. When did that came out? Well, for me, it came out during bite. For everyone else, they had to wait another week or so. But I got to play about 6 of these charts at bite because the machines were very busy. They were in constant use.
Yeah, they gave the IAPA or whatever the heck conference they were at. They gave those machines and the bite machines the song drop like a week early, so everyone got to play them. But yeah, now that's all public. So we got what was it, 5 again? I think 5's just kind of the standard now.
We got 5. What does that put us up to? 405 or 410?
Yeah.
I can't remember either.
So we got
I lost count around 300.
We got All Starts Now. We got Breathe Me Back to Life. And we got Candy Pop. And the 7 Jump and To Your Beat. Those are the 5. Yeah. Eesa has some notes. You want to start?
I got notes. Oh yeah, who's going first?
Yeah, okay, I can go first. I don't know. I like drops with hard stuff more, so whatever. But I took notes on Candy Pop Full 20 because I thought that one was really fun. It's just kind of chill and fun, and it flowed really well. There's some cute little crossovers at the beginning that I actually did, but you could double step them easily. The runs were just so fun, and I love the jumps at the end and like a kind of stretchier run after them. So kind of an easier chart, but I really enjoyed it. And I just love the song too. Like, I think Candy Pop is so great, so good. And then my other favorite one was Breathe Me Back to Life Full 22.
Hey, that was mine.
Yeah, it had a lot of fun crossovers that maybe I didn't even come close to doing all of them, but it's still fun even if you double step them. And then some fun brackets too. Just fun to see them throwing more techie.
The brackets, all of that tech was in, like the brackets and having to fling your back and forth across the stage, landing those brackets. I imagine as a small player, that's got to be
Well, I don't know how a no-bar player does it.
Well, I have a size 14 women's shoe, so like I just stomp and I hit half the arrows on the stage. Yeah. I don't know how you land at the right spot, even when I guess you're just lifting yourself up by the bars and just flying around. But
yeah, flying yourself around.
It's such a good chart. We both loved it. Like as a no-bar player, it felt very much like Samurai. I don't know if it felt like that for you.
I don't know. I don't remember it that much. But the other chart that we both love, since Zephyr is visiting me, we got to play the teams. And Breathe Me Back to Life, Teams 18. Amazing. So good. You guys need to play it, and don't double step. They are fun crossovers if you do them.
It's got some of the best transitions in the game.
Yeah, really interesting crossover transitions. I love like the crossover, like walking across transition with the other person back and forth.
It's like work, but a lot easier. It's not a 21.
Work your way up to work.
Is that your 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go with, since you took that full one, Candy Pop Hard. I'll highlight that one specifically. I really liked how J Bean he did all of the charts for Candy Pop, and he was very explicit that he was trying to capture the feel of all of the candy charts from DDR, and he did a really great job. It's not he had to walk this tightrope of including the 5th panel, including modern tech like foot switches, more spins, and I think he did a bang up job. I think the challenge of those charts was very high, and the number of spins and crossovers he got. I think the only one that didn't have enough crossovers that we both complained was Team. That was the only one that was like,
yeah, there was just 2 at the start, and that's it.
But every other chart was like just wonderful. And then I could say To Your Beat, while 23 is really good, but I don't remember it super well, so I'll skip past that one. I remember liking it. And then like the chart of the drop for me is actually It All Starts Now Hard 12. It's our first hard 12, everybody. It's welcome to the future. It's a brand new frontier. Maybe we'll get a wild 18 next. What I like about it is I can put it's a really great middle ground for people breaking from easy to hard. And it, unlike a lot of the 13s, it's not very slow and it doesn't feel very different from going from easy to hard. It feels very in the middle. It feels very doable, and I feel like I can put my friends on this after I give them easy 12s and say, now here's your first hard 12, pass it, and they will after 2 tries. That's it.
Okay. I really liked the To the Beat or whatever, To Your Beat, the DJ Cyril. I liked that song a lot. I really liked the full chart for that one, the full plus. Just really good. I didn't have too much to say about the wild charts. I didn't really vibe with a lot of the wild charts, so that's just about all I'll say for those. They just didn't really fit with me that well. Though the one specific thing I want to say though is that All Starts Now Wild. It's a 19, but it's like it's another like 18 candidate. But I don't think they're ever going to make any 18s. I think 19
Come
is
on,
just the
Step
floor.
Revolution. Be brave. Rated an 18.
All Starts Now is definitely one of the easiest 19s.
Yeah.
Cause chaos.
I got the 100 on my second try. Never playing it again.
And then another one that was kind of oddly rated was, I think, the same song, All Starts Now, the full 19. There's no way that should be a 19 if Drifting Away is still a 19.
Drifting away is just misrated. It should be a 21. It's
Drifting Away is like a 21.
If we're talking about misrates, like what was the 21 Candy Pop Wilds? That should be a 22. That the stamina and the speed on
it's
those
really fast.
Yeah, those fast little crossovers.
Yeah, but it's not.
And they're like
heinous.
16th notes crossovers, like the kangaroo 16th note kangaroo crossovers.
Yeah.
They're like 180 or something BPM. I don't know. I just think it's super fast. That's about all I have to say about the charts. I liked the full mode charts the most.
Yeah, I've been working on full mode more because I think I'm worse at it. So I want to be okay at the tournament for Red October. So for my edit recommendations, they're going to be full charts. I know that Word has played this one, and I showed it to Zephyr and TC visiting me. But the chart that everyone has to play is Bewitched Full 25 by K-Turn. Oh my God, what is this chart? It's so good.
It's really wacky.
It is one of the greatest charts I have ever played. The brackets are nuts. The stretchiness is nuts. I'm short. Whatever. I want to play and throw myself across the pad over and over anyway.
We're gonna get to see her do it you're doing this at Red October in front of a bunch of people, right? Because watching Eesa do this in person with her tiny
But the runs are hard too. I don't know. I can't do all the runs right for sure. Especially that one before like the long freeze. I mess that up. But I need to work on it some more.
See you doing those flings across the stages is just so entertaining.
It's just so fun. So much flaning. Play it, everyone.
Yeah, that was one of the very first edits that was ever even made. Like when we started testing edit mode, that was like, okay, here's an edit for you guys to try, and it was that. It's like, this is what edits are going to be. Okay.
Like varied for me since I started playing onto the edits later, but now that there's the search and I could search for like just full charts, and then I was able to find awesome full charts finally. And then another full one that I really recommend is Stockholm to Bombay, Shanks 24. And it is so fun. There's some fun bracket in that too, but their runs are just really fun in it. The last one, I get confused and I don't do it right, but the runs have like some fun crossovers, and yeah, it's challenging. So it's very good to try to get good on full play Stockholm to Bombay. And then like there's a couple different charts for work full, and they're both fun. So look up the full charts for work. There's one by Demicore and there's one by Audrey. They're both 23s. They do like a little bit different stuff, but they're both really fun. Work your brain. One of the Demicore one is basically good practice for running across from pad to pad in like every possible way. So if you want to get good at pad transitions, work 23 Demicore. Anyone else have some edit recommendations?
I think I already recommended everything from Rice Steve ever, and those are the only edits I don't have. Edits are hard. They're all mostly the hard stuff. They're the stuff that's beyond me. I play the really hard stuff to get scores, and then focus on 23s and under. So for me, it's not my feature. Give me something gimmicky and neat, and I'll play it. But I'm such a score chaser. I'm so addicted to getting those points that anything that takes me away from that is going to make it. I'm not going to stick to it.
I like to play hard edits, try to get good.
There's a couple dual mode edits. There's Mandoto made one for Breathe Me Back to Life.
Yeah, I bookmarked it, but I haven't played it yet.
It's a 24. And then there's one other one. I can't remember. I'm trying to find. It's also a 24, and it's a dual mode one.
Pump the Rhythm Dual 22 is amazing. That was supposed to go in for GDQ. I forget who did that one. I could look it up.
Oh, while I'm looking back, one I definitely want to shout out is an edit by DDR Chad. He made an edit for Dance. It's a single mode edit, the 26. It's like insanely tech based. So it's definitely a tech 26. And it also has a little stamina at the end.
Too, but I haven't played it yet. All right, I got to play them.
That one is crazy hard. I think my highest score is like a 91.
It's only Dan who wrote the 22 dual for Pump the Rhythm.
And then it's only Dano made a 24 dual mode edit for Rainbow Rave Parade. That's the one I think I was talking about. It's really, really good. It's just like, it's like the wild chart, but it's on dual. So there's even more like movement because there's the side to side.
Oh yeah, another one I liked was Rainbow Rave Parade Full by Water Solids. Except I do not understand the lifts. Water Solids, if you can send me a video or explain the lifts to me, go ahead.
I don't remember. That one's pretty old too. I don't remember that one off the top of my head. It's very twisty, I think, is what I remember.
It's just more like the wild chart where there's just like more foot switches, but then there's one part where it like goes across the pads, just all lift, hold lift things, and I don't understand.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right. Our main topic. So yes, we've been planning for about a year for me to road trip over here to Eesa's place. We're only about 500 miles away from each other. And I was going to, well, we did. The stream is set up. This is it. I'm actually talking to you on her foot taps mic. We went with a Coral mic for her voice mic. She has a separate foot taps mic, so she's going to sound very good when her stream starts as soon as this episode's over before she has to go to dinner. And then hopefully I'll be feeling good enough to join her for Teams tomorrow, because that would be really sad to take this whole trip and still not actually appear playing on stream. One of the follies of our main topic, traveling in dance games, sometimes you get sick and you can't control when you get sick. Sometimes you get sick from going to the event. Sometimes you get sick right as you get to the event. Sometimes you're patient zero. That's me this time. I started getting sick on the road trip here. I thought I was just getting road sick, feeling bad because I haven't done a road trip in a while and I'm just getting old or something. And nope. Yesterday I started feeling like all the throat scratchy. My voice was already dead. You can hear me. I'm half an octave to an octave lower than normal. Worse than Bite, if anyone saw me at Bite. And because I was getting over a cold then too. It's just bad timing all around.
So protect yourself how you can.
Yeah, you all come to me. You all come to me from now on.
I already got my flu shot and I already got the new COVID shot. I'm ready for Red October.
Get your shots. Yeah, our first travel tip. Get all of your shots. Be like a good cat or dog. Be fully vaccinated, because what if this is the flu? I don't know yet. I haven't gotten a chance to really. It doesn't feel like it. Feels like a bad cold. Running a fever. Feel like garbage. Look like garbage. Yeah, that's a hazard of travel. Just being uncomfortable out of your zone. You don't play as well. That's a common thing that happens when we travel. Being just discomforted in general from your lifestyle routine. I like to travel with a companion when I go do anything. So I brought my girlfriend when when I came to Easa's house because I'm like, no, I can't go alone. I'm not going to be in a car for 7 hours by myself or on a plane trip by myself again. Like when I went to Bite, I roomed with Zom specifically because I needed someone to be with, and that's something I've got to account. What do you all have to deal with? Getting hotel rooms sucks. Why do we travel? It's to visit me, right? That's why you all do it?
Yeah, I usually try to find someone to stay with instead of a hotel for sure.
Yeah, that's why I keep doing the podcast, so I have an excuse to stay with Zephyr.
Must make connection first.
Our house is looking so good. We've been doing so much cleaning. That room you
Nice.
sleep in, Word, it's not just an empty room full of boxes anymore. It's an empty room full of books on shelves.
And Gundam figurines.
Oh yeah, those are still half unpacked. Our roommates are moving out at the end of the year, so it's gonna stay half unpacked until she moves.
Yeah, for me, the hardest thing about traveling to like be expected to play a dance game is like the sleeping. My sleep schedule is like really messed up as it is because I do like shift work basically, where like for a couple of days I might work like 5 a.m. and then after a couple of shifts I might switch to like 2 p.m. shifts. So like switching from completely morning to completely like second shift. So like my sleep's already really bad, and then staying somewhere unfamiliar. Luckily at Zephyr's, it's like really well sound isolated, so it's easy to sleep in. And everyone that lives there tends to sleep in really late too. So just that's always like
Not
the
one
best
of the
part.
visitors.
Yeah, just not Eesa.
She's always downstairs hours before everyone else.
Okay, I got the board game ready, guys.
Well, and Red October doesn't happen at a venue with a hotel, so we like to not even start anything until noon. Like we just say, just don't show up before 11 or noon. We're all going to be at home sleeping off yesterday's events because we're not getting done until 10. We got to go to dinner. Like all the volunteers, it's not just the players, right? It's everyone at that event has to go do stuff, including ones who traveled, right? Some of our biggest volunteers are traveling. Cathaden, Jelly Slosh. Who else is anticipating putting in a ton here? Those are the two that come to mind first that live out of town. We've got a lot of locals, me, Ches, my girlfriend TC, who's like in charge of audio-visual setup now. Data sound person, it's great. Like this setup is gonna sound really good when we play later. Something you mentioned also that's like really obnoxious when you travel is it's not your stages. You're used to certain stages where you're back home. Like even if you have a home setup and you go play an arcade sometimes, every stage is a little different, even standardized StepManiaX stages. And you got to get used to the eccentricities of that individual one you're on, and you have to kind of get used to how to play on it. And that feels icky.
Yeah, I'm like so bad at that since I'm used to playing on mine and only mine. I had a hard time getting used to the Red October ones last year. We'll see how it goes this year.
I don't like playing on yours. You got screws missing.
One screw is missing.
I'm loud. I go clack, 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 clack. No, one of the corners has a screw missing too. You've got 2 screws missing.
No, it doesn't.
I thought I saw a corner. Okay.
No.
Yeah, the getting used to the different stages, it's really just it's really variable. Like like we were talking about the Dave and Buster's, that has a little bit of an issue with mostly the player 2 side. One of the center panel is like raised up flush, so it's kind of hard to play on the same way that you'd play at another location. But other than that, like the sensitivity, it's going to be a little bit variable just because of like how old the stages might be or how new they are, how much the foam is broken in or not, and if they have the rubber corners installed or not. So it's the best thing you can do is if you can get there like and play at the venue before the tournament. So like if you were going to Red October, you could show up 1 or 2 days early, just go during regular business hours and play on them. Other than that, like to just do your best with the warm up period that's available before the tournament starts on the days. Other than
And
that, just remember everyone's playing on the same stages, so everyone has to deal with it as well. So it's just part of tournament.
And also find out what the warm-ups rules where you're playing are going to be, because sometimes you have a warm-up stage that's separate from what you play on for competition because they really want to move people through those competition machines. At Red October, it's kind of a warm-up as much as you need to, and if it starts holding up the line, we're going to tell you to move along. But we can also afford to do that because we've got we've got the time, we've got 3 days allotted, we've got 2 stages, and we've got a format that's going to move fast.
And there's other dance games too. So if you just need to warm up like your body, you can definitely do that anytime on Pump It Up or DDR.
So, gosh, how do you get somewhere? You gotta book a hotel or an Airbnb or stay at your podcast co-host house. When's the best time to make these plans? In my opinion, it's 4 to 6 weeks out. That's when airfare is about the cheapest, and you really don't need to reserve a hotel further out than that. So that's what I tell people. I say make your actual plans to attend 4 to 6 weeks out. Obviously, if you know you're going, please register for the event as soon as possible so your organizers can get a more accurate head count. One of the things I love about running Red October is we don't get half the signups 2 weeks in the last 2 weeks. We get half the signups in the last 2 months. So we have a lot more accurate guess as to how many people are coming a month out. So we know if we have to bring an extra machine in, we've had to make some rules changes. We're glad that we're able to do that 4 weeks out instead of 2 weeks out, because partly it's because it's a standalone event, partly because it's StepManiaX people who are all a little older and make their plans a little more in advance, and partly because this is one of the bigger, more prestigious ones that is attracting people from farther, so they have to make plans further in advance to be there. But yeah, still, 4 to 6 weeks out is when you buy your plane tickets. It's when you buy your hotel room, because that's when you know you're going to make it. That's when you know the rates are going to be what you want them to be. And screw connecting flights. I hate connecting flights. I took connecting flights to Bite, and that was the worst part about the whole trip. Instead of it taking 5 or 6 hours, it took 10 or 12 hours each way. And it's not the worst thing in the world. I flew across an entire continent. But boy, if I had time to go to Eclipse East, I would consider doing it just because it's a direct flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I like to have my connecting flights like at least like 45 minutes in between the landing and the takeoff, just to
at least
account
an hour
for
for me.
delays. Yeah.
At least an hour.
You don't want to have like a really short connection.
TSA pre-check, it's not just for trans people. If you fly more than twice a year, it is so nice. If anyone remembers flying before September 11th, 2001, it's basically that. You're basically paying for that. You just throw your stuff on the conveyor. You don't have to open it up and then turn your laptop on. You just throw it on the x-ray machine and walk through an x-ray scanner, and you're through security. It's amazing. It's so wonderful. The line is shorter. You can show up to the airport with half an hour less of buffer time. It's phenomenal. And it's worth the $80 a year if you fly more than twice a year, in my opinion. So get it. It's so great.
How about food? Because most tournaments don't offer like food in the venue, or if it is, it's like third-party vendor, volunteers, or something. I don't know. I think I've been pretty lucky. Last Red October, I think Red Note paid to have some food brought in at the end, because everyone was really hungry. And I think the day before that, everyone just kind of was on their own.
I know for volunteers, there's going to be a Costco run for certain like quick calories. But yeah, I like this year, Red October, most of us, what we say is we're on a major street and there's tons of food within a 5-minute walk. When your pool isn't going, get out of the arcade, get some fresh air. It's October. It's the best time of year in Las Vegas. Go for a walk, let your ears rest, and go outside and get some food is generally what we suggest to people. But 3 days in a row, that can be rough, especially if you're eating, maybe you're used to eating home-cooked meals, and now you are eating out 3 times a day, 3 days in a row, or more if you're staying over Thursday night before the event, and Monday if you come to my house Monday morning for the Indigenous Peoples Day brunch, you're going to get, a home-cooked meal. Or home set out meal. But in general, you're not eating as well as you normally do because you don't have access to your normal diet.
Yeah, it's tough. Just kind of make do with what you have available.
So what about driving?
Don't do it.
Don't drive.
Don't.
Your legs get so pent up and tired after that. Anything past about 7 hours is my limit. It took 7 hours to get here, and that was like the line.
Yeah,
you said
for
you
me,
live on the wrong side of the city you live in. You should live on the closer
side. It doesn't
side.
make that big of a difference.
It's like a 45-minute difference.
For me, it's if I had to drive, I would be stopping to like get out and walk around like every 1.5 to 2 hours at least. But my legs, that's kind of a me thing too, because some people can go 10 hours and just do it all in one shot. But yeah. But while I'm in Las Vegas, I just have someone else drive. I think that's ideal if possible, but
Just have me drive,
yeah.
Designated driver.
I mean, there's rideshare. It's Las Vegas, so there's plenty of rideshare.
Yeah.
It's a smaller,
and if you're
smaller place, then maybe you'll have it. I don't
right,
know.
and share ride shares. If you're going from an airport to a venue, or you're going from an airport to a hotel, or a hotel to venue, usually someone else at that event is doing the exact same thing. There's no reason to everyone take one car. I mean, duh. But it should go without saying, hey, look up the travel channel for that event. Look up, the general channel and just say, hey, is anyone going around this time? I would like to share a ride with someone. And you're being just economical and efficient. Right? Like sometimes when we come from my house, there's like 4 of us in the car. It's going to be 5 of us this year. Anyway.
Oh boy.
We got a minivan. All right.
Hey, what's up, Jakers? You missed.
Oh, sorry,
You
Mark?
missed. You. Oh, it's Jakers. He says, "What did I miss?" Oh, we have to start over.
Oh, no. This was the Phoning It In podcast. I'm dying. I'm sick. That's the highlight. So I'm sitting down like this. And we were supposed to talk about streaming equipment today, but I didn't want to drive somewhere to find the Allen wrench to open up the top of Eesa's cabinet and like show off what it looks like inside to give the visual demonstration, and also just try to explain it all because my brain is big. So we'll do that next month. It's fine. We can all point cameras at our machines apart and not together. It'll be easy.
Yeah, but my stream is set up so you guys can all follow me.
Yeah, starting as soon as this episode's over. When are we wrapping up? Can we do it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, keep on stepping, maniacs. Oh no, we actually gotta close up the show. So Jakers, you missed Bite. That's what you missed. It was a great tournament. Sorry, it's never happening again. Oh, I think they're doing one next year actually. But you missed the last one that Jelly Slosh is ever running and head TOing, and you missed the last one that I'm ever probably going to because it's just hard to get to. So yeah. What's our closing? I'm out. Creatively, I'm bankrupt. Watch Eesa stream. She's really good at this game.
I put a shout out into the chat, so go ahead, click on that, click follow for Eesa, turn on your notifications. She's gonna stream shortly after we finish up here.
We're gonna hold the splash screen and rate it as soon as I can get the microphones all rejiggered because this is her foot.
It's her first stream ever.
It's her first stream ever, except for the one earlier when we were testing the setup.
I mean, I played at Zephyr's house on stream before.
Yeah, and Red October a bunch of times, or Red Note events a bunch of times. I guess you played at Red October once because there was only one. But there will be another one in spring. Oh yeah, join us at Red October. It's going to be the biggest by maybe even by signups. It's yet to be determined. We're over twice the size we were last year. I haven't gotten an exact head count at how many different participants we had at Byte. It was 50 something, I think. Red October is going to be about on par. So it's our next big international, guys. I am so stressed. Maybe we won't talk about streaming equipment next month. Maybe we'll just have a de-stress-a-thon. We'll figure it out. Because you know we're getting a song drop right in the middle of that, right? Right?
Hopefully.
Are we playing the outro music?
Not yet.
Oh, like you're waving. Are we waving? Is this goodbye?
We're getting there. Yep, we're
okay. Good. I'm just fever brain.
Zephyr just can't stop talking.
Shut me down. Keep on StepManiaX.
Keep on watching Eesa.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hi.
And I am back like I never left my heart. It's whole again, I got you to thank. I'm coming back like I never